having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust. So where's the corruption? Through lust. What is lust? The 5 physical senses is lust. That sums it up. You want to know what lust is? Flesh lusteth against the spirit. Anything that is fleshly is from the 5 physical senses. All right? That's lust. Let's continue. And he says that's in the world through lust. Verse 5. And besides this, giving all diligence, and add to your immuna virtue, and to virtue knowledge, and to knowledge temperance, and to temperance patience, and to patience goodliness or yahliness, and to yahliness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness love. For if these things be in you and abound, they make you that you shall neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of the Master Yahshua the Messiah. Right? But he that lack these things is blind and cannot see afar off, and hath forgotten that he was purged from his old sins. Wherefore he says, rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and your election sure, that for if you do these things, you shall never fall. How's that for truth? So when you walk in obedience to Yah, if you are continually obedient to Yah, you will never fall. But when you make that one little opportunity, well, just a little sin, I just told a little lie. I just lusted a little bit, right? I had me a little piece of pork chop. I had a craving for some shrimp, so I went and got me some jumbo shrimp. Then you go to the doctor give you a report, you got high blood pressure. Your numbers is up, right? Right? So a little leaven does what? It leavens the lump, right? Right? So now I done lost where I was. That was where was I at before I went there? I have no clue where I was. All right. Oh my. So that's the thing. So the enemy comes in. Hold on a second. I'll find it. That's good. It was 1 Corinthians 9:24. That was it. Know ye therefore they which run in a race, all but one receive the prize. So run that you may obtain. And every man that strive for mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. I therefore so run not as uncertainty to fight, I not as one that beateth the air, but here it is. I keep my body and bring it under subjection, lest that by any means, when I had preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. I always wondered what that meant. Years ago, to read that. If I'm saved by grace and not of works, then how could he be a castaway? I used to wonder that. This is Shaul, the one that said you're not under the law, is saying that if I don't bring my body under subjection and I preach to others, I would be a castaway. You ever thought about that? So how is he going to be a castaway if there's nothing he could do to earn his salvation? I'm just saying. I mean, people looking at the teachings of Shaul thinking you learning something when you don't know the law, so you end up messing yourself up because you trying to make him say something that he's not saying. right? But we must strive, right? Lawfully. All right. There was another verse. Let's get into the lesson. There was another verse that I was going to do, but it'll come back later on. So we're going to go and get into our lesson for the day. The lesson is entitled The Law, Yesterday, Today, and Forever. Because we was told we're not under the law done, law nailed to the tree, never to be kept again. The law's fulfilled. We're going to show you. So what I want to do, we're going to debunk some things this morning. And preferably, we can do it expeditiously in a short amount of time. All right. Now, what I want to do is, let's do this first, because last Shabbat, I wanted to cover the shadow. Okay. And I didn't cover that. So let's do this first, right? So let's go to Hebrews chapter 10, right? Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 1. Okay, Hebrews chapter 10, verse 1. You gonna read?
For the law, having a shadow of good things to come, and not the very image of the things, can never, with those sacrifices which they offered year by year, continually make the comers thereunto perfect.
That's good. So what I want to point out is that it says the law having a shadow, right? So the law is a shadow. Now, here's the thing you got to get. When you can comprehend that the law is a shadow, then you can see that as long as the image, right, that reflects like somebody's by the window. As long as the image exists, when the sun shines on the image, the sun will cause a shadow. Oh my. So the animal sacrifice is a shadow of you. That's why the animal could not take away your sins, because it is a reflection of a believer who is in total obedience and submission to the Almighty Yah. So when you are not obedient to Yah, your shadow is going to reflect who you are. Right? So when you move around, when that light shines, the light is what? The light is the word of Yah. So when Yah's light shines on you, your reflection, which is your shadow, is going to be a sacrifice that's either what? A blemish, right? A lane, right? Or if you are in obedience to Yah, your shadow is going to be a righteous shadow. So the word shadow, it says a shade or a shadow, a darkness of error, or an adumbration, right? Whatever that means, right? All right. Hold on a second. This is adumbration. So let's see what that is. I'm going to pull up American Heritage Dictionary because of the English language. All right. So this word, they gave us a word. They said adumbration. Adumbration means to give a sketchy outline. So that shadow is an outline of the image, right? So if you don't like your shadow, look at the image. And the light don't lie. You ever take a picture and you say, "Oh, I don't take good pictures." The light don't lie. The light only reflects what it sees. So your shadow is a reflection of your light. So if you are a disobedient believer, then your shadow is going to cast what? Disobedience. Your shadow is the same as your fruit. So when you are a wicked person, when you're not in submission to Yah, then you're going to have what? The works of the flesh manifest. Galatians 5. When you're obedient to Yah, you're going to have what? The fruit of the Spirit is going to be your shadow. So when you walk around, your shadow, your fruit is going to reflect the off of the image that the light shined on. Oh my goodness. So the word of Yah, Yah's law, that's why his law is not done away, because his law is the light. And when the light, which is righteousness, shines on the image, it's going to show you what's in that image. Oh my. So the shadow, the sacrifice, the animals is a shadow. All the law is a shadow, right? Of good things. The law reflects, watch this now. Yah is light. And Yah shine his light on what? Yahshua, who is what? The word. And so when Yah's light shine on Yahshua, who is the word, what comes out of that? Righteousness. Because there is no sin. That's why Yahshua is said he was tempted in all points yet without sin. Why? Because he's the word of Yah. There is no sin in Yah's word. Yah's law is spiritual. Man in the flesh can't please Yah because the flesh can't walk in agreement with the word of Yah because the flesh is not subject to the word of Yah. That's why when you want to pray, sleep hits your body. You start thinking about what's going on around you. Right? I got bills due. Everything comes in your mind. Why? Because prayer is spiritual, right? So the flesh, the five physical senses is dominated by the things in the world. That's why Yakanan said, love not the world. Because all that's in the world, what? The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eye, and the pride of life is not of the Father. Right? So that's what caters to the flesh. So the flesh cannot obey Yah. That's why last Shabbat we talked about when Shaul said, therefore I serve the law of Yah with my mind, not with my flesh. I serve the law of Yah with my mind because I meditate. Oh my. Upon his law day and night when my flesh is, I don't want to do that. It's a Shabbat again. Oh man, it's a Shabbat. Your spirit saying, yeah, it's a Shabbat. It's a time to refresh. It's a time to reflect. It's a time to replenish yourself. But the flesh is, no, I want to go to the amusement park. I want to be entertained, right? So there is no self-control in the flesh. Oh my. Isn't that something? The flesh cannot please Yah. All right. So that shadow, your flesh, when the light, it says, here's another one. It says the word of Yah is quick, powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword. So when that word of Yah comes and shines on you, if you don't line up with the word of Yah, what's it going to do? It's going to expose you. It's going to show you who you really are. So when somebody starts speaking to you about obeying Yah's law and you get mad, you're in the flesh. That's not the spirit of Yah. That's the spirit of the flesh. The flesh don't want to obey Yah. You want to make excuses for the flesh, right? When, who was that? Shaddow said, give no place to the devil. What devil are you talking about? That flesh that don't want to submit. The flesh don't want to submit. The flesh is full of pride. Yaakov said, Jane, he said, humble yourselves under the mighty hand of Yah, and he will exalt you. You want to be exalted? Humble yourself, right? That's right. A cousin Brenda, she said, the flesh dwell no good thing, right? Right? So, a person who's walking in obedience to Yah will never fall. A Baruch Shabbat to Lenore. Baruch Shabbat to you, my sister. Okay, so now that we covered that, I want to talk about that shadow. So now we see that the shadow is you. You the shadow. The animal sacrifice is just a shadow of you. So if you a sinner, totally submitted to being disobedient to Yah, your sacrifice is going to be lame, right? It's going to be maimed. It's going to be have all kinds of flaws in it. Why? Because you're not submitted to Yah's word. All right. Now, let's go to, I want to show you something because, see, we was taught that the law came under Moses. And most people have grabbed the whole that and said, yeah, the law came through Moses. No, it did not. We're going to show you that it didn't come through Moses, that the law came before Moses, right? We're going to show it to you, right? So what I want to do, a familiar place where everybody's familiar with, we're going to go to the story of Abraham in Genesis chapter 22, right? Chapter 22. All right. All right. Genesis chapter 22 verse 1. All right, we're gonna read a little bit today. All right, y'all got y'all word, y'all sword out. I'm gonna read. All right, Genesis chapter 22 verse 1. All right.
And it came to pass after these things that Yah did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham, and he said, Behold, here I am.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains, which I will tell thee of.
All right, stop. Now, so we see this word, what? Burnt offering. See that? Now, the question you got to ask yourself is this. Where was Moses at? Huh? Where was Moses at? Abraham offered a burnt offering. Moses wasn't even born. How did he get an idea of offering a burnt offering if the law of sacrifices came through Moses? You ever thought about that? Right?